Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue. We're in the vegetable garden today. The backdrop of my tomatoes. Yesterday, very hot, upper 80s. Some places hit 90. I know that many people routinely have that temperature, but I'm not used to that. So it was a long, hot day out in the garden. And what I did is I pruned tomatoes, I took off suckers, I trimmed the bottom leaves. It looks like almost 16, 18 inches on some of these, so those leaves don't drop down and touch the ground. I also mulched. You can see I mulched with straw. I particularly do this to retain the moisture in the soil. It was a very busy day yesterday, and as I noted as I was trimming some of these tomato plants, they needed some extra support. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and how we support our tomatoes as they grow up. I do have a trellis system here, but how do you attach your tomatoes to your trellis? Some of these are very easy to weave in and out. These are Hungarian hearts. They have an extra sturdy branch, the main branch that comes up. This is probably at least a ½ inch in diameter. Now, it could not stand up on its own like most tomatoes cannot. So it does need support on my trellis. But what do you use to support it on whatever trellising system that you use? I have a number of things that I've tried over the past, and let's get down and I will show you what they are, and I'll give you a little bit of my feelings on each one of these. So let's get into it. Now, here we have a number of different materials that we could use. Okay, first one up is this little job here. It forms a figure 8, and it snaps at this end here, right like that. This small end would attach around your trellis or whatever support system you have, and this loop, the larger loop, attaches around the tomato plant itself. Now, I used these for a few years. Number one, because I bought them in a huge quantity and I thought that they would work out very well. But what I did find is that a lot of them failed in their second year. And even though they worked well in their first year, and they were supposedly reusable because you can snap it apart right there, like that. But I found that if I didn't take them off the trellis and left them on there through the winter, they degraded so much. Even in UV light, they'll degrade and then they won't be worth using again. So I still have a bag of these, but these I will not be using again. Number one, they're plastic. I'm going to try and avoid plastic products. Okay, next thing up, this I bought a very long time ago. It is a rubber coated wire. This I find, this I must have used 10, 12 years ago to tie up different plants. I would stake up, for instance, my peonies in the garden. I would put this around the peonies, around a stake, hold them up. It worked very well. It was fairly long lasting, lasted at least 3 seasons or so. but I guess it was rather pricey, and you only get 10 feet per length. Now this works well for tomatoes. This says safely tie and secure limbs and vines. Soft outer layer is gentle on plants. And yes, I did find that, and it does work well with tomatoes. But with my volume of tomatoes, this would not be enough. So this I don't use in my vegetable garden anymore. The next product I have is jute. Very easy to use. Cut off the length you need. Tie it very loosely around your plant and tie it to your trellising system. This I like because it is biodegradable. It's 100% natural, and it will last. And at the end of the season, you can just cut it and drop it into your soil. It'll decompose and become part of the whole ecosystem. So let's see. Let's see if we can't tie up one of these here. Just a soft little figure-8 knot. There we go. I find it doesn't cut into the plant, and it will hold it very securely all season long. So the jute works very well. Another product that I have used in the past is this tape. Again, this is plastic, but it does a very good job, but it's not reusable. It doesn't last for season to season. Once you tie it on, it's very hard to untie it. So I keep this around for I don't know what, but that's all I have left that I have used for seasons upon seasons, and I have decided not to use this anymore, especially tying up tomato plants. Okay, the next option is cotton. This is just cotton yarn. Same as the jute, you snip off a piece, you tie it around. I find that this doesn't decompose as quickly as the jute does, but it is, again, all natural and a very inexpensive way of tying up your plants. Now, last one is this right here. Now I have a piece. This is Velcro tape. Now, even though it is a plastic derivative, it is very useful on your plants. It has a very soft side, and then it has your loop side here, and they stick together, and it holds very well. These I found have lasted a minimum of 3 seasons. If you take them off the plant or take them off the trellis at the end of the year, the end of your season, these are going to last even longer. I have a whole bag of all scrunched up ones that I take off every year. And even I have some still on my trellises that I just left there from last year. This is my favorite because of its durability. It lasts long, it's strong, it's easy on your plant, and it doesn't hurt the vine when you attach it. And I'm going to attach this one right here. And it loops on itself and sticks and holds that up safe and secure. So I think you got a little bit of my preferences in this video. The first one, of course, is this Velcro kind of tape. And the next would be probably jute, because it's so eco-friendly. And then probably the cotton, and I don't even know that these are even in the running, and these definitely aren't in the running. So, but I've got a lot of work to do. I've got tying up to do as I went through and trimmed all my plants. So I see a couple that I missed here. I'm going to have to trim those again. And on this nice cooler day, only supposed to reach to I think 70 degrees. So very pleasant to work out in the garden in 70-degree weather with a nice cool breeze. Another reason I really like this Velcro tape is when you attach it, when you first attach it, you're securing it to your trellising system. And as this grows up, it's going to need some more support. So you can actually take this, take it off again, and reapply it to another branch that needs more support. So it's very reusable, and it certainly is, in my opinion, well worth it. There we go. I may have to cut this one off. It's a little bit close to the ground. So there we go. Another prune. See, here's a lot of old ones that I've used. Oh, even one of these. And these I'll be able to use again this year. They're still Velcro-y. And I'll be able to use these again this year as the tomato plant grows up. Even a few more here and up here and on down the row. Sometimes your cucumbers need a little help also. I found that weaving them in and out works well. They don't always, here's your little curlicue. They don't always attach when you want them to. So sometimes you just need to give them a little bit of help. And this will help also if you have something that's being belligerent and not wanting to attach to your trellis. Like this guy here. So I'm going to give him a little Velcro tape and stick him to the trellis here. Well, here I am in the bean arbor. They haven't grown up yet. No shade yet. But I wanted to show you this right here. We have one that's racing its way on up. There's a couple that are, there's one right here that's growing up tall. These are the purple potted pole beans on this side. Over here on this side, we have, these are the Montegusto, and those are yellow beans, and they are, oh, 1, 2, everybody has a head start here. I find that these grow a little bit faster than the purple potted pole beans, and I get a crop a little bit earlier on the yellow beans. But my basil is doing well. This is lemon basil through here. This is some cinnamon basil. I just made some cinnamon basil iced tea. Delicious. Quite refreshing on a day like this. And ooh, there, you can see in the distance, there is one right near that green tie. The yellow is all the way up to the fourth horizontal on the trellis. That's today's video on trellising the tomatoes. Really not hard. You pick your method, whether you weave it in and out or buy some kind of a product to help it attach, because tomatoes do need support, especially when they get that heavy fruit. You're going to have to support it at that cluster, especially if you have a big tomato, a big slicing tomato that has a lot of weight to it. So thanks for following along with me on this video. Tell me, what do you use as a support system for your tomatoes in the garden? Do you just use cages? I used cages in the past. I found that since I prune my tomatoes and prune the suckers off, they tend to grow a lot taller and they grow right out of those cages. So I have to use some kind of a trellising system. But let me know what you use. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.